This year, Mother's Day and my husband John's 26th birthday coincidentally fell on the same date. Once again, John failed miserably to make the day special for me, his 26-year-old wife. After years of empty promises to make an effort, my family had to intervene on Mother's Day to save me from feeling forgotten and deceived yet again. John has never done anything for any special occasion, whether Valentine's Day, my birthday, or our anniversary. He frequently swears that this time will be different, that he'll finally show he cares enough to try. But his words never match his actions. His usual justification is our tight finances. But I have always been extremely budget conscious and have never asked for anything unreasonable or unaffordable. Simple, inexpensive gestures would be enough, like a heartfelt handwritten card, a small bouquet of flowers, or a $20 necklace. I've even suggested a date night, our first in 2 years, or a tub of protein powder since we rarely splurge on it. Still, John inevitably forgets, scrambling at the last minute with a feeble excuse or claiming we were arguing too much for him to plan anything. This year, my dad rescued John for Mother's Day upon finding out that the dinner I had reserved for us in March, which John insisted he would handle, had not actually been budgeted for. John canceled our plans the morning of. My dad generously paid for dinner, drove hours to babysit our son, and hosted us for brunch. His kindness was deeply appreciated but also uncomfortable, the unspoken implication being I'm doing this because your husband never will. During brunch, John heaped a plate and started eating before anyone else, even our 11-month-old son, leaving my 5 months pregnant self struggling to feed our baby while he indulged himself. My mom was livid at his self-centered behavior and lack of consideration for my condition. She pulled me aside to ask if I was okay, at which I broke down in tears, overwhelmed by frustration and disappointment. When John asked about plans for his upcoming birthday and Father's Day, I reacted angrily that we'd do whatever he wanted as long as his dad paid and prepared everything. John accused me of being spiteful since his family lives out of state. I feel guilty for lashing out but believe it's only fair that his family makes the effort to arrange a special day for him after mine had to on my behalf. Our relationship issues run deep, and the hurts and resentments have been accumulating over time and not just tied to any single occasion. But this series of events highlighted how strained things have become and how much work is needed if we want to restore our marriage. Continuing as we have been is unacceptable if there is any hope of building a healthy, mutually caring partnership where we each feel appreciated. The path forward is unclear, but accepting the status quo simply cannot be an option. OP. Here are some of my suggestions. 1. Don't bottle up resentment. It's important to address problems openly and directly rather than bottling up anger and resentment. While occasional arguments are normal, constant fighting and hurtful exchanges are damaging. Have caring, open conversations to work through issues together rather than engaging in frequent hostilities. 2. Set clear expectations. Be very clear and specific in expressing your needs and expectations to John. Don't hint at what you want or hope he will do something directly, but kindly tell him in a way that leaves no ambiguity. This makes it easier for him to meet your needs and follow through. 3. Set a deadline if needed. If after trying counseling or serious discussions, John is still not making an effort to change, you may need to consider whether ending the relationship is right for you. You deserve to be in a healthy partnership where you feel loved and respected. Don't stay indefinitely hoping for the best if nothing is improving. However, be sure to give John a fair chance to address issues before ending the marriage. 4. Seek counseling for yourself if needed. Speaking to a counselor on your own can help provide support and advice for improving the relationship or preparing to leave if needed. Individual counseling may also help you work through your feelings, gain clarity on the situation, and find the strength and confidence to do what is right for you. The most important things are not to ignore serious problems. Be willing to have tough conversations. Take care of yourself physically and emotionally. And don't stay in an unhealthy relationship indefinitely, just hoping it will get better on its own. I hope these suggestions are helpful to you in navigating this challenging situation. If you want to hear more stories, please subscribe my channel. Story 2. My boyfriend and I have been in a stable relationship for nearly 2 years. About 6 months ago, I moved into the house he recently purchased from his parents. Before I moved in, my boyfriend had discussed putting me on the mortgage eventually, though I didn't think much of it at the time. Last month, we visited his parents and they advised him to get a prenuptial agreement to prevent me from claiming ownership of the house if we were to break up, as I may be entitled to it under common law marriage after a certain period of time. Their comment caught me off guard as I have no intention of taking his house. He worked hard to buy it and our future children would inherit it someday. We are currently trying to have a baby. However, due to the high cost of childcare in London, I will likely only be able to work part-time at an average wage, while my boyfriend will continue contributing more financially. This leaves me in a vulnerable position. If we were to break up in the future, I could end up with very little and possibly even homeless, especially given how expensive London is. I was raised by a single parent with no siblings, and my parent does not live in London. While I could move back home, it would mean taking the children away from their father, which I do not want. Overall, our relationship is great, but we tend to be practical people who like to prepare for worst-case scenarios. We have discussed the issue, and while my boyfriend said we do not need a prenup to reassure me, I would not mind having one to reassure him that I have no intention of taking the house. A prenup may give us both peace of mind and allow us to feel more secure in building our life together. My background and financial dependence have made me wary, but a prenup could help alleviate some of my concerns, even if the chances of us breaking up seem unlikely at the moment. Our relationship is stable and we want to move forward, but we also want to make responsible decisions to protect ourselves and any children we may have. OP. Here are some of my suggestions. 1. A prenuptial agreement is a good idea if it will help give you and your boyfriend peace of mind and allow you both to feel more secure in your relationship and future together. While the chances of breaking up may seem low now, preparing for that possibility can be prudent. 2. Don't feel pressured into signing a prenup just to please his parents. This is a decision that should be made carefully by you and your boyfriend alone. While his parents' concern for their son is understandable, your relationship is between the two of you. 3. Seek legal counsel regarding your rights and the specifics of the prenup. Laws regarding common law marriage and division of assets can be complex and vary in different areas. Speaking to lawyers can help ensure the prenup is fair and legally sound. 4. Consider your long-term financial security and independence. If you do become a stay-at-home parent, think about how you can maintain skills and experience that could allow you to find work again if needed. Also, set money aside in accounts under your own name. 5. Compromise and open communication are key. Make sure you are both heard, understood, and have each other's best interests at heart. If done right, working through challenging decisions together can strengthen your connection and commitment to the relationship. If you want to hear more stories, please subscribe my channel. Story 3. My daughter, F26, told me, F45, she's a part of an affair. I am heartbroken over my daughter Savannah's recent revelation. As a 45-year-old single mother, I have always tried my best to raise Savannah with strong values and guide her towards healthy relationships. However, she told me yesterday that she is having an affair with her friend's 31-year-old husband. To make matters worse, she showed no remorse and blamed her friend for neglecting her looks and duties as a wife after having a baby. Savannah's nonchalant attitude about betraying her friend and breaking up a family is extremely worrying and disappointing to me. This is not the first time she has done something like this. She has had affairs with other friends' partners in the past. Each time I have tried to make her see how wrong her actions are, she has cut off contact with me and prevented me from seeing my granddaughter. I feel devastated, conflicted, and lost as a mother. Savannah has always been obsessed with male attention, but her behavior has escalated to new destructive heights. As a single parent, I tried my best to raise her with strong morals and be a good role model. However, her father's alcoholism and abandonment have clearly had a huge impact. I feel like I have failed as a mother. This situation is making me physically ill. I do not recognize the selfish, manipulative person my daughter has become. At 26, she should know better, and I worry this pattern of behavior will only lead to more hurt for her and those around her. At a loss for how to handle this, I am reaching out for help and advice. My daughter is on a dangerous path, and I desperately want to find a way to steer her towards more ethical choices before she destroys more relationships and commitments. But I also cannot bear losing contact with her and my grandchild again. This is a cry for help from a heartbroken, conflicted mother and grandmother. OP. Here are some of my suggestions. 1. Have an honest but compassionate conversation with Savannah about her behavior and the impact of her actions. Express your concerns for her well-being and the well-being of others. Be calm but firm, and provide specific examples of how she has hurt people in the past. 2. Seek counseling or family therapy. Speaking to a professional mediator or counselor could help address underlying issues, provide accountability, and repair your relationship. Savannah may be more receptive to advice from a third party. 3. Do not enable her behavior by covering for her or making excuses. While you want to remain in contact with your grandchild, be careful not to enable Savannah's poor choices in the process. Offer your support, but also enforce clear boundaries. 4. Do not lose hope. While the situation appears dire, there is always a possibility that Savannah will come around and change her ways, especially with consistent love and proper professional support. Be there for her if she chooses to make different choices. People can change, even if it is a gradual process. The most important things are to express your love and concern for Savannah, set proper boundaries, and seek counseling and advice. I hope these suggestions are helpful to you. My heart goes out to you, and I wish you and your family the very best moving forward. If you want to hear more stories, please subscribe my channel.